I'm Brooke Richard with MOmarsh. Today I've got my dog Max here with me, and we appreciate you guys buying the world's best dog vest, the MOmarsh VersaVest. Today we are going to unbox the VersaVest, and I'm going to show you how to properly fit your dog. Open up the box, and everything's going to be packaged together. We're going to want to just take everything apart and identify all the parts. So we're going to have our chest panel, our back right cover panel. You know it's the back right cover panel because it's got the D-ring slit in it. Our back left cover panel. It's the larger of the two. So what you're going to notice is this one has an area to cover the handle if you choose to cover your handle. And then we're going to have the two main panels. So we've got the back left main panel and the back right main panel. One of the most popular questions that we have here is which way do they go? When you get to this part, the best thing to do is zip the two together. Once you zip them together, you'll notice one side has an arch and one side has a straight edge. These arches are for your dog's front shoulders. So the D-ring goes closest to your dog's neck and the arches go over your dog's front shoulders. And we're going to grab our chest panel, and all we're going to do is put it all together as loose as possible. So start with it super loose. Don't try to fit your dog for it yet. Wait till it's on the dog to do that. So just super loose so it's easy to get on the dog. And we're ready to put it on the dog for fitment. A good tip is if your dog's never worn a vest, whether it's a young dog or an old dog, it takes a little bit of getting used to. Max has worn this vest a bunch, so you won't see him have any issues, but a lot of times you put a vest on a dog, as soon as you tighten the vest to the dog, it feels like someone's hugging him, so they may want to lean to one side, they may want to go buck and bronco, but it just takes a little bit getting used to. I don't recommend doing it up high where your dog can fall because they might want to lay down. So if it's first time dog wearing a vest, use the floor safe. Just keep an eye on your dog. So now that we've got the vest put together super loose, what I'm going to have Max do is I'm just going to have him sit. Max, sit. Up. Hey, sit. We're going to place Max's front legs through the two armholes in the vest, and we're going to zip the vest down the back. Now we've got it zipped, you see this vest is super loose. It's supposed to be like a wetsuit. We want this vest super tight, all the holes we want closed as tight as possible. That way it keeps the dog warm. It's not meant to keep the dog waterproof. It's meant to hold that dog's body heat in. So we want to close all these holes. And the best way to do this, in a sitting position, this is the biggest Max's neck's going to get. So we want to focus on the chest area. We're going to adjust it, not only the size, but the shape and the size of the armholes here. So just one at a time. You want to make sure you keep them even. So we'll do one side. This looks about right. We're going to get to this other side. Make sure both sides are pretty even, but you can see I've closed in this arch area. So this vest is not only tight, but it's going to keep Max warm. So the next thing to do is the best way to fit the torso area, not only the shape, but the size, is to have the dog stand up. That's the smallest that his chest is ever going to be and his belly is ever going to be. So the chest panel on this vest stretches, so it's okay if it's tight on the dog when he's sitting down, but he stands up and there's a big gaping hole. That means the vest is not working. So we want to make sure the dog's standing up to fit the torso area. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to let him sit down. And that looks about right here. We don't have any rubbing here. If you start experiencing some rubbing on the back of your dog's arm, what that means is this is a lot tighter in proportion to the chest panel. So what we want to do is tighten this up essentially. So if I tighten up the neck area, it's going to pull this vest up. So before you put your cover panels on, now would be a good time to let your dog walk around, and then you can kind of get a visual of the dog with wearing the vest. You can see if you've got any holes, where to tighten it up, if you need to change the shape. Spend some time with your dog fitting it, and then once you get it perfectly fit, whether it's just tightening it up, changing the shape, going to the belly, needs to be a little bit tighter. It's hunting season, so Max is at fighting weight, so we're pretty good. But you can see here, it's kind of open there. Let's go ahead and tighten that down. Cool, it's going to close up these holes and gaps. We'll spend some time letting Max wander around, looking good. And from this point on, what we're going to do is take the vest off. Thank you, Max. We're going to lay the vest down on the table, and you're going to identify these panels. The one we're going to go for first is the back left cover panel. No matter what color it is, you know it's the back left cover panel because it's got this part that covers the handle. So you'll notice there's a D-ring, there's a handle. We'll lay that down flat. Where we're going to start is identifying this D-ring. If you can get your D-ring to sit up straight, it's a great guide for you. We want to make sure that this panel's on there square there's nothing showing. We want to cover all the seams, cracks, crevices, and lock this chest panel in place. So we're going to find that D-ring. It's a great place to start. Then before we stick the whole vest together, where this neck piece comes in, just match this corner up and then follow this arch, the front shoulder arch that's in this vest. Just make those match. And if you do these three things correctly, the D-ring, the corner where the chest panel meets the vest, and this arch of the front shoulder, it should be all square and should be super easy. Just follow that around, Velcro it down. If you decide you want your handle exposed, now's a great time to lift your handle up, stick the cover panel underneath the handle, secure all that Velcro, and now you're good to go. If you don't want your D-ring exposed, you can always pick up this tab, hide your D-ring. You don't have to worry about it getting snagged on anything out in the field. For the sake of this, we're gonna go ahead and leave it out. Now that we've got this one side fit and covered, we're gonna move on to the back right main panel. So the back right main panel is much smaller. It doesn't have tabs on the top. It's got an arch in the front. So what we wanna do is be mindful that the cover panel for the back right main panel has the D-ring pass-through. So that D-ring pass-through is made to cover to the other side of the vest once the vest is assembled. What I like to do is locate that front arch of the main panel here. So I'm gonna aim for just making this arch line up and this corner line up. So lay your vest flat, grab your back right cover panel, get that corner lined up. That looks like it's in a good spot. Just put a little bit of pressure, locked in that hook and loop Velcro there, and then just follow this arch with that front shoulder. And what that should do is get us exactly where we need to. The straighter portion of the back where that would go on your dog's hips, his back hips. Make sure that that is nice and flush. Before you lock everything in, you can go and manipulate it ever so slightly. Before you really lock it down, check and make sure everything's good and clean here, and lock it all in place. So once you get it all locked in place, you'll have something that resembles a contemporary dog vest, but it's fit perfectly to your dog. So now that it's fit, we're good to go. You've unboxed the VersaVest, you've fit your dog for it, you've locked your main cover panels in or chosen a different color, and you're ready to go hunting. So, Max, come on. Let's go. Let's go, sit here. Start with it open, unzip it. Just go straight to your dog's front legs. And what we're gonna do is just use that oversized zipper in the back, and we're gonna zip the vest down. And like I said, it should be like a wetsuit. So if it's super easy to get on, it's probably not working. We wanna make sure that it's super tight and it keeps the dog warm and keeps the dog protected. So as you can see, this vest is fit correctly. It matches Max's arms, his shoulders, his neck looks great. There's no rubbing on the back of his legs. Everything looks good, and we're ready to hunt. Thanks so much for your business. We appreciate it.